Hello students, now we'll discuss History and Civics chapter 1, that is sources of information. And here archaeological, archaeological sources can come from a myriad of places. They can be buildings, monuments and shrines, as well as coins and other artifacts that help identify a culture. Contemporaneous literature and correspondence regarding the exchanges between different cultures are also a source. Here, archaeological sources of the Harpan civilization, including abundant Harpan sites and their artifacts, such as seals with inscriptions that were used to stamp clay with Harpan script and pictogram and statuary. Other sources are derived from the writings and trade items of civilizations that interact with the Harpans, such as Mesopotamia and Persia, with whom the Harpans had a trading relationship. The Harpan civilization also had toys that indicate that their children engaged in play, and jewelry has been discovered that bears witness to the tastes, aesthetic tastes of that culture, as well as who they may have traded with to get the jewelry or raw materials for making it. Burial sites also an archaeological sources for the Harpan civilization and give glimpses into what the people may have looked like and how they died. The grave goods can also tell a story of what was important to the people, what they ate and drank, their idea of religion, and what kind of technology they had achieved. On the other side of the Indus River, just south of Harpa, is Mohenjo-daro, another archaeological site dating. Harpa and Mohenjo-daro are names given to the sites in modern times. No one knows what the actual people who lived they there called themselves as. Now, Great Bath. The Great Bath is one of the well-known structures among the ruins of the ancient Indus Valley civilization in Sindh, Pakistan. Archaeological evidence indicates that the Great Bath was discovered in 2012. Soon after the raising of the citadel mount on which it is located, here features of the Great Bath. The Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro is called the earliest public water. It measures 11.88 into 7.01 meters and has a maximum depth of 2.43 meters. Two wide staircases, one from the north and one from the south, served as the entry to the structure. A 1 meter wide and 40 centimeters high mound is present at the ends of these stairs. A hole was also found at one end of the bath, which might have been used to drain the water into it. The floor of the tank was water watertight due to finely fitted bricks and mud laid on edge with a kind of plaster, and the side walls were constructed in a similar manner. To make the tank even more watertight, a thick layer of bitumen, waterproof tartan, was laid along the sides of the pool and presumably also on the floor. Bricks colonnades were discovered on the eastern, northern and southern edge. The preserved columns had stepped edges that may have held wooden screens or window frames. Two large doors lead to lead into the complex from the south, and the other access was from the north and east. A series of rooms were located along the edge of the building, and in one room was a well may have supplied some of the water needed to fill the tank. Rainwater also may have been collected for the purpose, but no inlet drains have been found. It may have had a long berth with waterproof bricks. This is the great path of Mohenjo-daro. Now Citadel, 3300 BC to 1300 BC. Some of the oldest known structures which citadels were built by the Indus Valley civilization, where citadels represented a centralized authority. Citadels in Indus Valley were almost 12 meters tall. Kena's citadel contained the city's palace, temples, and official buildings. So here given some pictures of Mohenjo-daro Citadel Gateway excavation. Here excavations of the gate area viewed from the southeast looking northeast. The brick walls and rooms have been fully exposed. So here Citadel, Mohenjo-daro Citadel Gateway excavation. Rooms associated with the massive fired brick walls at the southeastern corner of the Citadel Mount. Wheeler identified this structure as a fortification wall and postern gate. These are the overview of excavated remains of the so-called city wall and gate at the southeast edge of the Citadel Mount at Mohenjo-daro. The excavations conducted by Dr. G. F. Dales in 1964 to 1965 exposed a massive mud brick platform on top of which were built numerous brick buildings separated by narrow lanes. This is earth and debris excavated from the houses and streets of DK area was dumped directly onto parts of the unexcavated mound, making it difficult to discern mound ends and where the dirt pile begins. Later houses in HR area were massive deposits of garbage consisted of brick, rubble, broken pottery, and sometimes a thick crust verified terracotta nodules. Here, the foundations of many houses were constructed on top of massive mud brick platforms, such as this one eroding from the edge of the mound along the major east-west street dividing HR and VS areas. This is narrow brick walls define the outlines of a small room or courtyard in the low-lying area between L and SD on the citadel mound. This is pathway leading from VS to DK1 area follows the natural topography of the mound. The eroding surface is littered with over 5 nodules, pottery, brick fragments, and other artifacts that are heavily encrusted with efflorescent salt. Then seals. Thousands of seals have been discovered by archaeologists from the Harpan sites. Most of the seals were made of cetite, which is a kind of soft stone. A few of them were also made of terracotta, gold, azure, chert, ivory, and faience. The standard Harpan seal was square in shape with a 2 into 2 dimension. These are the pictures of seal on Pashupati seal, that is Pashupati seal showing a seated and possibly trisphatic figure surrounded by animals circa 2350 to 2000 BC. The Pashupati seal is a cetite seal that was discovered at the Mohenjo-daro archaeological site of the Indus Valley civilization. The seal depicts a seated figure that is possibly trisphatic, having 3 heads. That is, it was thought to be epiphatic, an interpretation that is now mostly discarded. The man has a horn headdresses and is surrounded by animals. He may represent a horned deity. The seal is kept in the National Museum of India in New Delhi. It has one complicated designs in the thousands of seals found from the Indus Valley civilization and is unusual in having a human figure as the main and largest element in most seals. This is an animal. It has been claimed to be one of the earliest depictions of the Hindu god Shiva or a proto-Shiva deity. The name given to the seal, Pashupati, meaning Lord of Animals, is one of Shiva's epithets. It has also been associated with the depict god Rudra, generally regarded as an early form of Shiva. Rudra is associated with asceticism, yoga, and linga, regarded as a lord of animals, and Shiva may be depicted with 3 heads. The fin connected with the widespread motif of the master of animals found in ancient Near Eastern and Mediterranean art, and the other traditions on deities. Then bearded priest or the bearded man. This Sittite figure of the this is bearded man. This Sittite figure of the bearded man, interpreted as a priest or priest king, is draped in a shawl coming under the arm and covering the shawl on the shoulder of the bearded priest indicates that the handicraft of embroidery was commonly practiced in Indus Valley civilization. The dancing girl, it is sculpture. Dancing girl is a prehistoric bronze sculpture made in lost wax casting about 2300 to 1750 BC in the Indus Valley civilization city of Mohenjo-daro in modern day, which was one of the earliest cities. Then dockyard. The excavated site of Lothal is the only port town of the Indus Valley civilization. A upper and a lower town had on its northern side a basin with vertical wall, inlet and outlet channels, which has been identified as a tidal dockyard. Then in the script is the writing system developed by the Indus Valley civilization, and it is the all known in the Indian subcontinent. The origin of this script is poorly understood. This writing system remains undeciphered. No agreement on the language it represents, no bilingual texts have been found thus far, and its connection with Indian writing system proper. For example, Brahmi, Devangiri and Bengali script is uncertain. This is the main reason why the Indus Valley civilization is one of the least known of the important early civilizations antiquity. During the early Harpan phase, 3500 to 2700 BC, we find the earliest known examples of the Indus script signs attested on Ravi and Kot Diji pottery excavated at the Harpan. Based on the fact that only one sign is displayed on the pottery surface. These examples represent a premature stage in the development of the Indus script. Its full development was reached during the Urban period, 2600 BC to 1900 BC, when longer inscriptions are recorded. Thousands of inscriptions are known from some 60 excavation sites. Most of them are short and average length is 5 signs, is longer than 26 signs. So these are the scripts, this picture about the Indus Valley script.